Well, hi. How are you? Good to see you again. How you doing, bird? I got him stuck up there with electrical tape. This one was some duct tape. It kept blowing off, man. You know, to blow me off. I got shit on my glasses. I did laundry yesterday. I needed to. I'm the kind of guy just put it in a basket and just pull out what I need, you know, for that day, and just put it in another basket when it's dirty. One basket out, one basket in. And so what I decided to do this time was I'd separate them. My underwear, my socks, dressy shirts. Put them in different bins. And that way I know where they are, sort of, instead of like digging through one bin for a pair of socks. Anyway, I know you're going to ask what happened to my hand. So I'm going to tell you. So you don't have to ask. I was sitting there yesterday, I had my hand on the computer mouse, and Angie Tribeca is right next to my hand. She's the cat. She's a kitten. Her sibling, Billy Goat, is like right next to her, just kind of stalking. And all of a sudden, Billy Goat goes lunging like a pro wrestler to Angie Tribeca and just clotheslines her, you know, just bam. You know, well, that caused Angie to step back and close perilous, peculiarless, something or other. You know what I'm trying to say. I feel like I got a bug in my hat. Better than a bug in your ear or a bug up your ass. So anyway, so I'm like, all right. My hands were close to the edge of the desk, so she comes in and she grabs a hold with probably 3 claws, maybe 4. And she grabs a hold and she's trying not to fall off the table. Well, in the meantime, in doing so, her body, and she's a pretty heavy little kitten for under a year, she starts to go off the edge of the table. Still clinging to my hand, she like just rips. And if that's any indication on what a serrated knife feels like, shit hurts. And that's what I said to her. I says, Angie, damn it, that shit hurts. And she went on down and she caught me right here too, you know, going down, and she's fine. I wasn't. Anyways, that's what happened to my fucking hand. JJ Hakasaki showed up yesterday. He brought me he brought me some blue paracord, a lanyard, 2 blue lanyards to go with the spiffy Warncliffe Ho Deca that he bought me. I said, cool. So I got that in there and brought me blue paracord so I could. I suck at knots. I used to do macrame when I was a teenager. But anyway, so I want to show you a few things, and then we'll move on to item 4. I'm going to do 2 videos on this, on different topics, because I really don't, you know what, it just happens. And when it happens, it happens. Ugh. Alright, anyway, I'm a little wonky, get over it. If you want professionalism, or go see somebody else. I ain't got time. I got time, but I just don't have the gumption. And if you don't have any gumption, if you ever wake up and you don't have any gumption, then you'll know you didn't have any gumption. Gumption's a hard thing to hang on to. So anywho, we'll do that later. These belts, it's almost like these nuts, but it's these belts. I got 3 of them for $26. You can look at the other video on them if you want. If not, don't look. Frankly, Charlotte, I don't give a damn. This button here, it says, like you push forward, lock it, I guess. I ain't quite sure what the hell's all going on here, but it's not all that hard. But here's one thing that gets me. Let's say you want to put it in your pants. Well, you're not putting it in your pants. You're putting it on the belt loops. Okay. Now, these are those pants that I cut into, and I noticed that my other pants are like my Levi's I had on the other day. Now, look here. Okay, this... Well, these go on a little bit easier. Okay? That goes in there a little bit easier. Those Levi's I had on yesterday, no, it wouldn't slip through. The belt loops were too thin, or not wide enough to go through. So I'm like, all right, well, that's a drawback on these. Okay, because then what you have to do is you have to undo the belt. You got to do that and take the belt buckle off to get it through all the loops. Now, if you're carrying a gun, same thing. You got to poke all the way through, and you have to take this off. Now, a magazine, if you're left-handed, or if you're right-handed, they go on your left-hand side. Okay, that's just the way it works. Speed loaders. If you are right-handed, they go on the right-hand side, because when you pull the gun out, you're like, whoa! That's what it's like. Yes, that gun was loaded. Do not do this at home. So, that makes it a problem, because, and then when you get it all together, then you have to get it, you have to kind of line it up where you were and get it adjusted. Okay? And it doesn't always want to adjust when you want it to. Maybe it's because it's a cheaper kind of belt. So you can pull, but it doesn't always want to cinch up. And then if you do get it cinched up, and sometimes like throughout the day, if you have enough weight on your belt, it has a tendency to open back up, little by little. Now, another thing, if you don't want to take the belt buckle off, and yes, that's a loaded gun, and no, there's nobody around me, and if you don't fucking like it, go talk to the NRA or some shit. Okay? If you want to take the other one off, it won't go. You're going to have to take these belt loops off to get to here. It'll go through, well, maybe, will it? Will it, Willis? No, it's best just to take them off. It's a real pain in the ass. I figured I would try something else. Now, if you're just like casual and you throw this over a pair of, like for a duty belt, yeah, I can see where that works. This belt here, I've actually had to cut it down because, well, I've dropped a lot. I gave JJ Hakasaki some of my pants yesterday. He wears a 44, and I gave him a pair of 50s. I actually had a pair of 50s, and right now I'm down to 40. So this belt, I got this from Amazon, and this is a really, really fine belt. It's double stitched. It's Hank's belt, something or other, 500 years of belts made in USA, and I put a link around. And when I got this, I got a 50. Well, now I cut it down to a 40. Okay, I just cut the tip off and you poke more holes in it. I'm also going to buy another one of these in brown. I had one in brown, but I don't know what the fuck I did with it. You lose shit. So anyway, so that's the deal on that belt. It's good, it's bad, it's somewhat wonky. And I don't like wonky, especially when I'm not in a fucking wonky mood. Alright, now, this, speaking of belts and loops and everything else, this, what else is this called? Street scalpel from Tops. Nice little blade. Yeah, I mean, just, you know, feels good in the hand, just nicely contoured, has a nice jimping right here. It's a street scalpel. And what it did was it had two loops. It looped around, and you put it in your belt, and it carried it like this in the small of your back. You would loop it around, and it, you know, sometimes it sticks out, or it takes up more real estate on your belt. And if you have a gun right here, then you got this sticking out, and you got that sticking out, and I don't like shit sticking out. So, so what I decided to do was I got these little clips. It's a little clip. And I took off my belt loops. And this is real simple. Now you can mount this in any way. You can mount it to where it's like this on your belt, so when you pull out, you're like, you know, Chucky, or is that Bates Motel, you know, shit like that. Or you can put it over here, and you can just flick it up, and that's the way I'm going to carry it. Maximize your distance. And you can get these larger, smaller. They used to be called, the brand name is Tech Lock, but I mean, geez. So you just open, this one opens up like this. Some Tech Locks open up and you squeeze like this. This one just opens up like so. Okay, and like I said about other belts, these little things come out and you can make it slender, smaller, thinner, faster. Okay, see, this one would be kind of thick, so what I'm going to do here, if I have to, oops, there you go. So what I can do is, see, I can make it smaller or larger. And let's see how much I'm going to need. It's just about right. Just snap these little spacers in. Okay, so I have a choice. I can leave one in, or I cannot leave one in. Okay, that'll work. Just play with it a little bit. I still have a little play in it, but that's okay. It's not like it needs a whole lot of stiffness. Take this, put it back in the bag in case I need it later. Now I'm going to fast forward a lot of this because no need to sit here and watch me screw shit. That would be porn. Okay, I want this. I want this going like this. There we go. That's the way I want it. Alright, these screws didn't quite go down in there properly. Because one's like this way and one's like wide because, well, this sheath is made a little different in the holes, and you know, usually I don't have this problem, but this time I did have this problem. That's okay, we're getting it cinched down and we're using the rubber stoppers, and it's on there. I doubt it's coming off. You know what John Bender said in the Breakfast Club? When Dick comes out, he says, "Who closed this door?" I said, "No one, sir." He says, "Well, how did it close?" "Well, the screws fall out. The world's in a perfect place." And that's kind of along the lines of this thing. So what I had to do is I had to play with a little bit, you know, but it's in there good enough. And what you could have done, what I could have done, what everybody could have done, is if you want, you can always drill other holes. But I got 2 in there, and that's good enough. But you can always make your own holes. I've done that before. Okay, so now, let's say you got one of these wonky belts that you have to basically take apart to get together. And maybe that's my fault for buying an economy one. But now what you do, you want to get your knife, push down on there, go like that, and close. And you're right there. You don't have to undo the belt. No, you don't have to do that. And then you can play with your pig some more. And it's good to play with your pig. Or you can buy one of these for $60, and I will be buying another one of these because it's a damn good belt. I'm telling you, it's a damn good belt. And like I said in the description, it's got 2 screws. You can undo the buckle. This thing is tough, and it handles a firearm very well. And if you want to put your belt on, your gun on your belt, well, you just do something like this. And you're good to go, and you don't have to, like, you know, I gotta poke more holes in this. Okay, and you're good to go, yeah. All right, well, look, that's it for today. The power went out earlier, and I laid there in bed, and I was like, and then the power came. I said I should do a video while the power's out, and I was like, no, I don't feel like doing a video. So I laid there, and then the power came back on, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll do a fucking video. So keep that in mind with these wonky things. It's hard to get them through the belt loop. And I mean, you're getting a good belt, but it's not like a regular belt. I gotta go. I'm terribly busy. Thanks for joining me. It's always a fucking pleasure. We'll see you. I need to wash my hair. But why? Why should I wash my hair? I don't know. What do you think, Wowopoo? Rectum? What do you think? Noise here lost an eye. And I don't know who keeps knocking over the other bird, but they're really tearing it up. Maybe the cat did it. Blame it on the cat, see? Blame it on the cat. Oh, booger tore my ass up, man. Didn't mean to. Just didn't want to fall, and my hand was in the way for traction. And now I'm in traction. And I got bug spray. You don't. I gotta go. I'm terribly busy. We'll see you. Thanks for joining me. It's always a fucking pleasure. Did I tell you that? I meant it.